All right, all right. Welcome back and welcome to the most awaited panel discussion. Ever wondered how the business will look like without cookies? Well, we've got experts who will explore and share their views on death of third-party cookies, more impactful than GDPR. Our panelists for this session are Stefano Loi, Senior Solutions Engineer at OneTrust, the world's leading platform for privacy, security, and governance. In his role, Stefano provides support and collaborates with various global companies on CMP banners and content management solutions. Welcome, Stefano. He is here. All right. Nice to have you. And our next panelist is Mohammed Jamsheer, Director of Marketing and Digital at Gulf Air. Mohammed, he runs marketing and digital department at Gulf Air, the national carrier of Bahrain. With over 13 years of experience in integrated marketing communications, Mohammed leads Gulf Air's brand management, marketing campaigns, advertising, and promotional activities. Welcome, Jamsheer.
Thank you. It's nice to be
Welcome,
here.
welcome on board. And to
Thank you.
moderate this panel, I welcome our editor at Martech Vibe, Yolande de Mello. Yolande is a journalist with more than 10 years of experience with national dailies. She also worked on the agency side, crafting content and working with enterprise tech clients to achieve their ambitious business goals through innovative content strategies. Over to you, Yolande, and our wonderful panelists.
Thank you so much, Aziza. Welcome, Mohammed. Welcome, Stefano. It's great to have you. So let's dive in. Our session is about the death of the third-party cookie and what that means for marketers everywhere. So let's start with you, Mohammed. What was your initial reaction? And now that you've had time to really take stock of the situation, how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, initially our reaction was, I feel it's similar to everyone's reaction to when we heard that COVID existed in the world. We were like, what? This can't be real. But throughout the COVID times, Gulf Air, being an airline that never stopped flying throughout 2020, we had to accelerate our digital transformation project. And while we were accelerating it, we were finding these brand new trends that today other organizations are already looking at, but we started to apply them into our business plans earlier on. So we realized that CRM is not going to be enough, and that we need to start investing in different types of technologies, so that we understand that customers want personalization, but we need also understand that they want to hide their data. So we needed to find that balance. And COVID gave us that opportunity to look at all of these different programs that are available now and solutions and begin that investment.
Yeah, and it all happened around the same time also. So I guess that was a lot to deal with. True. I want to get Stefano in here because he advises companies in the areas of consent and preference management solutions. Stefano, privacy and trust. What is the difference between companies who approach it as a compliance versus companies who look at giving consumers convenience? Now, you told me initially when we were having a chat that your digital transformation started before the pandemic. And so this wasn't a surprise and you were sort of prepared. Can you tell me about how you all were prepared and also how brands can prepare?
Yeah, so Stefano's back on. So let's see, maybe he'll get his audio issues right.
Can you hear me now?
I can
Yes,
hear
we
you
can.
now.
Okay.
Do you want me to answer your question, Yolande, or should we jump to Stefano? Because I don't think he has had an opportunity to talk yet.
Let's pause and let's give Stefano a chance. Tell us brands that look at it as compliance versus giving consumers what they want, which is convenience and power over their data.
Yeah, so it's my goal, right? Yeah, sorry about that. So I think that what I was saying is that is about the switching, right? So basically, I think that if marketers, brands, and publishers are gonna realize they can take advantage about the opportunities that are around the consent management, that's the switch mode that it should be done in terms of like. They should be seeing the regulated consent, which means being compliant as a limit, as a bad thing that needs to be found a solution on how to avoid it. And the ones that they understand that, they will realize that they can expand on the regulated consent and be a little bit more strategic when we look at the first party data strategy, using collection points and preference center and additional touch points. So basically, when we look at pretty much the opt-down instead of the opt-out strategy. So they're realizing the potential, basically, of the opportunity called consent management. Basically, in addition to capturing the consent, capturing the opt-ins, the subscription that we do for compliance purposes, we can expand on that and look a bit more strategically what are the data are and what are my audience are willing to share, so that we can enhance the personalization and what I can do to help my planning the campaigns.
And there's an intangible effect also impact on the way the consumers perceive the brands that approach it that way, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's the whole point in terms of like also enhancing the kind of the relationship with trust and having basically the consumer not being just an IP address, but being like a human being behind, and there is a proper relationship with the brand and the companies, and that's why I think that is a switch mode in terms of like having that kind of opportunity to have a better relationship, and is a mutual relationship, because of course the consumer, they're gonna get the benefit of it, and of course companies with having better first party data.
I like that. Looking at the relationship that you're maintaining with the consumer. So, Mohammed, let's come back to you.
Yeah.
Tell us your learnings from the last 2 years and your advice for brands about how they can prepare.
Well, I think we're not the only airline doing this, and I think there's a lot of investment right now in airlines and CDP solutions, moving away from CRM, because CRM is not just everything that we need. We really need to be investing in CDP, and that's what we're doing right now. Focusing a lot on zero-party data and first-party data, like Stefano just mentioned. And then focusing a lot on our loyalty system. So we're really changing the game on the way we approach loyalty as an airline. And I don't think we're the only airline globally that's doing this type of investment. And with that said, we also have a heavy investment into our contact centers. We're having heavy investment into our customer cares. So it all feeds into a circle. So all of these teams are prepared for this brand new way of absorbing our passengers or our customers, and at the same time it's changing the way we market ourselves. So the more digitally conscious we are in the way we market, the more digitally conscious we are as a brand. So it's really, how do you match that brand promise with your digital transformation strategy, which is why it's great that I'm able to do this from a marketing perspective and from a digital transformation perspective, and mold the two. Find that balance of customers that want to maintain their privacy, but also want personalization.
Right. So this was actually coming to my next question, is how it impacted your MarTech stack and investment. So can you give us an idea? Like you said, you're moving away from CRM. Tell us more.
Well, I mean, like, listening to our customers is basically the key to personalization, but making sure that our customers are able to provide us the information in their own consent. So when we have our loyalty systems become in a way that's a lot more smarter and able to get the consent from our users to provide us everything they need to provide us, they're no longer surprised in the way that we use their data. And I think that's that balance that we're really trying to get.
I see a lot
without giving too much away about our loyalty systems that are about to go live in a month. So we want to keep that as a surprise.
Okay. So we'll have a big announcement to make from MarTech as an exclusive. So you talked about the digital transformation. I just want to dive a little deeper, because this is something that everybody is talking about. And there are stages to a company successfully implementing this, right? So one is, of course, getting the technology, putting the process in place, the data being very important, but also to get organizational change. So,
yes.
And you've been there from the beginning, so 4 years from the beginning of this transformation. So how exactly did
spearheaded the transformation?
Yes, exactly. So how exactly did you approach getting everybody on board to think in
Yeah.
that mindset? Yeah, tell us.
So, I mean, number one, we deal with a lot of different. We have large competitors in the region. The Kingdom of Bahrain is a wonderful boutique country. We have a boutique airline and a wonderful boutique airport. So we needed to develop a brand new commercial strategy, which positioned us differently than our neighbors. And one of the main things of being boutique is personalization.
Mm-hmm.
So when I joined the airline, there was no digital structure. There was an e-commerce structure, which was a bit old school, and it was trying to accelerate things in a much quicker way. So the first thing I did was dissolve that e-commerce structure and built a digital structure, which became the commercial uh, center point for any digital project. So it's working with your stakeholders in IT, working with your stakeholders in operations, working with your stakeholders in revenue management and sales, and developing that narrative and that story that really brings together everyone for one cause. So it's not necessarily an IT KPI.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily something the digital team needs to do. It becomes a cycle. And we all work together to achieve this one unified goal, which is to work with. We've highlighted, I think it was like 24 projects that we need to execute within the 5-year strategy that we have, and just finish every single one. And each time we finished any of these projects, we realized that we were really changing the way people looked at Gulf Air. And then that also comes into our marketing and why we've invested in better systems for our contact center and our loyalty, because we started to market ourselves to a digitally centric audience. So we also
Mm-hmm.
shifted, like our target audience now became more millennials, more Gen Z, more Gen Alpha. So we need to talk to them in platforms that they need to be spoken to. But with that, you need to be prepared as an airline to absorb the type of experience that they want.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
very
that all
true.
came.
Yes, for brands who have target audiences that are younger, millennials, Gen Z, this is absolutely critical, right? Um, Stefano, I want to get you in here, and this is a sort of surprise, but uh, a lot of people, when the news about the third-party cookie going away, were nervous about it, and now, of course, we've had some time to prepare. Is it too late for brands who haven't done much to prepare? Is it too late to start now? Because we still have time, right?
Well, there is always time and there's never too late, first of all. The thing is that, of course, it's something that it is important, as I was saying, the main reason is to be compliant. And then, of course, the fact that third party cookies going away. It's something that is been also delayed. Google, they have paused the testing on the federated learning of cohorts, aka Flock, but on top of that, also the deprecation. But it's only about a delay, right? And of course, having like 60-70% of the market with Chrome is something that is relevant. But it's good to be ready. I see that it's all about identify, right? So Google we mentioned, then there are also other solution with the trade desk, now IB with UID2 and ID5. So there's some sort of preparation that is going on, but what matters, as I was saying, is that the real opportunity beyond the tech ecosystem. So the preparation, I think, is about understanding that the market is changed. So the consumer expectations changed. So basically, the keyword, and that's something that was happening also before, like GDPR. Of course, the regulators they try to change according to the expectations. So there was a lot of going on about talking about privacy and trust and transparency. So that the whole point, again, as I was saying, is about the relationship, and the sooner they start, the better it's gonna be. Instead of looking just at KPIs and increased conversion rates and all those different things, It's about going back to some old-fashioned marketing and customer experience, and with that, I think that it's gonna be way much quicker and easier to adapt to change.
I think what I caught here is also that it's a continuous process. It's not about right, and we've seen a lot of change. But I want you to tell us what positive impact this the death of the third-party cookie will bring for marketers and customers. Give us the bigger picture going forward.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was to Mohammed or to me. Well, the thing is, what we're seeing in the market is that brands and publishers are moving towards a first-party data strategy, as we were saying before, and that's, I think, that is for a number of reasons. One is that, of course, it solves the identifier problem that I was saying, with the third party cookies going away. If you are capturing, for instance, an email address, if we are showing a mutual value with enhanced user experience for the consumer and better first party data for brands and publishers, we are seeing the beginning, as I was saying, of a better relationship. So we can leverage that first party data, passing eventually that info also to the ad tech ecosystem or to the social media platform if we are willing to retarget and using that kind of solution. But there is also much wider benefit to this. Is because it allows us to directly engage with our customers. That we are not reliant on third-party aggregations and assumptions. We are getting information and interaction directly from the customers with way much more increased transparency, because we can show the exact data that were collected. The consumer are aware about what information that we are giving, and if we are doing that in the right way, in a contextual manner, it's clear to them how the data is going to be used. And it's also good to give us increased insights, because we own the data, right? Rather than looking for reliable third-party aggregated data, now we can start segmenting the audience with the data we have that are more meaningful and reliable, so we can build personalized content, product, services, communication, and so very wide range of benefits.
I think that's true. Transparency of process and then intimacy in the relationship that you have with your consumer, right? So, Mohammed, my last question. We're at the end of the year. We're all talking about 2022, but I want to talk about 2022 and beyond. This is a big milestone. It's going to change a lot of things. I think there was a lot of initial nervousness about how this is going to affect everybody's lives and their measurement. But there've been a lot of, like, there's the Google sandbox, and we're looking at reevaluating also the way that we measure ROIs, right? That we measure conversion success rates. Um, can we talk about a little? Can we talk about how things are going to change for the role of the marketer because of this move?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, as I was saying, is a matter of the first party data strategy, right? So, of course, it's all establishing an identifier in many cases, like as a new life cycle. But of course, it's not a fingerprint. We are not checking screen size or what font are installed on the system on the consumer side. So we're embarking on a kind of mutual beneficial and open relationship with our customers, right? So the user journey, what we do usually is like it starts with something that we call a collection point, which are like the point of contact, point of interaction with our customers. That can be a web form or a cookie banner or flying data, or any point of interaction, right? As far as it's clear to that individual why we are capturing information, what the benefit is to them. And then when we deduplicate the data, we can capture all the record of consent, and we can send all this to a couple of places. Once is back to the user, like with the concept of preference center or trust center, and so that the users can update and review their preferences, or even add update the first party data, or even zero party data, because they are providing them directly, like you can update the phone number or something like that. And then of course we can need to activate the data, like with the integration with the third parties and upstream and downstream. So the whole point is like it's very similar as before, but in terms of like we having the privacy first kind of mindset, right? Providing like all the benefits of personalization, but we do it with the privacy first mindset.
Correct.
Because doing those two things in conjunction, we can have a transparent user experience.
And I think consumers are also pretty much willing to give us that data if it helps them have a more personalized, more customized experience. So yeah, absolutely. Great to have you back, Mohammed. So my
Nice to be here.
question.
I have no idea where that sound came from. Like,
Nice
there's
to
no
have you.
devices around me. I was like, where is it coming from?
Nice to have you, minus the echo.
Right.
So yes, so my question is 2022 and beyond, how is this
Yeah.
milestone going to change everything?
Yeah, so Stefano kind of said it. We'll be able to segment our customers a lot more. We will be able to build better, more intimate relationships with our customers without being too invasive. I feel like we started to become way too in the face to our customers, and it started to scare them, which is why this movement had happened. So it just allows us now to develop better relationships with our customers. Now when, for example, if someone signed up to your newsletter, they're basically telling you, I like you as a brand and I want to know more. And that allows us, for example, and Stefano, you said it, the email address. When we start to communicate to them by email addresses and we start to get feedback from them, this is consensual, and it allows us to become a lot smarter in segmenting our customers, especially ones with similar interests. We can create polls and surveys for an easier and quicker way of data collection. And we're really becoming a lot more engaging and developing a lot more engaging content, because we're developing things that our customers want to see because they've told us this is what they want to see.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think that's it. That's a wrap for this session. I like that you called it a movement. I think that I'm going to use that going forward. Yes, I'm going to borrow that from you. But
Good.
thank you.
Glad.
Thank you so much to our panel. Thank you, Stefano. Thank you, Mohammed.
Our
That's
pleasure.
it from the cookie.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Stefano, Mohammed, and Yolande. It was a really great session with a lot of insights.